Hey there everyone, welcome to a new video adventure. Currently coming to you from a little culvert overflow creek. Some flowing water here for some ambient sound. So today's location is a place I visited before about 2 years ago. But since that time I have gained a lot of new subscribers. I thought it'd be nice to head back there and to show what it looks like today. And the place we're going to has some small natural caves and some cliffs that offer a pretty incredible view. So it's going to be both going into some dark, cramped areas and some upper high areas, which will offer a nice view of the mountain range. And also, one thing I need to mention, if you do decide to watch this video, which I hope you do, make sure to watch to the end. It's highly recommended because there's something I'm going to share with you guys that you may not want to miss. But until we get to that point, if you want to check out these caves and cliffs and see a pretty incredible view, you know what to do. Just come along with me. Don't have too far of a walk, so it shouldn't take too long to get there. But I do want to point out a couple things. Number one, I am using a new microphone for the very first time, so let me know how the audio sounds. I do have it on my hood strings with just the pop filter on it. It's not a windy day, just a slight breeze. So let me know how my voice sounds, how the background ambient noise sounds, if it sounds nice and clear, or if there's any muffle or staticiness, let me know. But this is a microphone I picked up and had good reviews on it, so I'm hopeful it's going to sound good. Looking down, we are walking on the side of a embankment here. Up on the left, up higher, there are some rails up there which are used semi-frequently. And the area we're going to sits on both sides of the rails. I don't think we'll see any train activity today, but we are going to play it safe and be respectful of the lines just in case. So I do have something I want to mention, and I'm going to ask you guys as well. Oh, no way! Oh, it's broken. Just found an insulator. Oh, that would have been a great find. Darn it. Keep my eyes peeled. I didn't know these were hiding out here. My favorite color too. Anyways, those of you who know me, and if you don't know, I will share it with you. I obviously do have a fear of heights. I've had it my whole life. I've expressed it in other videos, but I've always tried to push myself out of my comfort zone to be able to get access to more areas, see more things, do more things without it inhibiting me too much. I'm gonna place that right there. Now it's an insulator tree. But the thing I do not have a fear of is going underground in mines or caves. I've always been fascinated, curious by it, and although there's many dangers involved, I have really no hesitation about going in dark, cramped, underground quarters of sorts. So the reason I'm bringing that up is because I want to ask you guys, what is your fear out of those two? Do you have a fear of heights like I do? And you prefer going underground or in cramped, dark, confined spaces? Or the opposite? Do you have a fear of being confined and being claustrophobic and have no fear of heights? Or neither? Are you okay with both or have a fear of both? Whatever it is, share your comments down below. I'd love to hear what the overall consensus is as compared to myself, who doesn't like going up high, but loves going underground. There's a pole here. Looks like maybe a utility or one of the old insulator poles. It's got a bracket on it and some cables. And there's some big rock features out here too, which is what we're going to be coming across later. And there's some nice nature's carpet. Like this rock here is interesting because it looks like individual stacked pieces put together almost like a Tetris puzzle, but as one big boulder. Oh, what do we have here? There may be something that goes underground. Speaking of what I just talked about, I love things that go dark and deep. Whoa. I don't think it does go in very far. It's all filled up with leaves and debris. Let me switch you guys to the main camera. Yeah, it's just the pocket there, but that's interesting though. It looks like it may have went further, almost like it's kind of built up with debris here. Now coming here into the middle of March, we've been having a roller coaster ride of temperatures and weather. Last week it was near 70 degrees. And just 2 days ago we had about 3 inches of snow. It warmed up yesterday and it's supposed to be today in the 50s again. So all the snow melted. But tomorrow they're calling for about a half foot of snow. It's gonna be like one last hurrah of winter. Oh, here's another insulator. Broken, of course, but I guess they are sitting back here waiting to be found, or by chance people found them and just kind of discarded them, but I'll leave that one where I found it. I have to say though, this is absolutely perfect weather right now. I love this time of year because it's warm enough that you could get away with just a light hoodie, and there's no bugs, there's no wind, there's barely any foliage, so you could see everything nice and easy. And it just makes for great exploring weather. But really, any time of year has its pros and cons. Summertime, humidity kicks in, bugs come back, but then it's time to get in the water and do some swimming at some natural swimming holes and to do some more underwater metal detecting. So take the good with the bad, but I certainly enjoy the weather we're having right now. And by tomorrow, everything you see here is going to be covered in several inches of snow, which is going to take at least a few days to melt. So that's why I'm doing this today. All right, you can see it's not too much farther. So once I get up there, I will bring you right back. You see this really massive rock feature here, and the thing that I could notice, which you can see too, these lines, these are the drill markings. When they created the rail line, which is next to it, they had to drill and blast the rock away to make room for the rail and rail bed. And look at that. It almost reminds me of like canyons out in the desert, except those are like red and rust color, but these are really neat formations. And this, I don't know if you consider this a boulder or what it is, but that's at least 20 feet tall. It's gigantic. Now on the other side is another rock feature which has an opening that you can actually go inside of, but there's actually one here too. So let's see. Yeah, let's focus on this one first and then we'll come back. All right, here's a look from the opposite view. There's the other cave up there. See the dark opening? We'll go on that one next. But first we're gonna come over here. And this big rock feature, I believe at one point was probably one big solid piece, because there's drill markings on this end, drill markings over here. So I believe they had to drill and blast away this rock that would have covered the whole entire path right here. So it just gives you a sense of scale as to how big it was back at one time. It's really, really neat to look at. In person, it's much bigger than it looks on camera, I can tell you that. All right, so here's looking inside. Now, I have crawled through here before, and it's not that terribly hard. I'm probably gonna take you in there. I don't know if I'll go all the way through. The one thing I didn't bring with me is gloves, which I forgot about, but it's light enough to see, but definitely dark in some areas, and that means it's gonna require a light source. So let me get that out right now. All right, so I do want to take a moment of your time to explain about this light that I'm testing out today. So this right here is my light source. And you might think, what's that going to do? It's so small. Believe it or not, this thing packs a powerful punch. It is surprisingly powerful for how small it is. So this was sent out to me from the people at ThruNite. So I first of all would like to thank them for that. This is the ThruNite Archer Mini. And I can tell you right at the bat, despite how small and compact it is, it feels incredibly strong and tough, and it's incredibly useful for what it's able to put out as far as lumens of light. So a few things I'll tell you about it briefly is that this does come with a built-in rechargeable battery, 320 milliamp per hour battery, which is housed inside the body. You can't remove it. It's in there and it just gets recharged like a normal rechargeable battery. The way you recharge it though is you actually unscrew the upper housing, which reveals your USB-C charging port. So it stays hidden in there, nice and protected, stays dry, and it's a great connecting port for charging the battery up. One button design is only a tail switch with 3 modes of low, medium, and strobe. Low, high, and strobe. Highest output is over 400 lumens, which is incredibly bright for such a small light. I mean, typically if you buy lights of this size at a department store, they're going to be cheap and flimsy and plasticky. Is plasticky a word? I think it is. But they feel like they're going to break if you were to do anything. These are drop resistant and has a waterproof rating of IPX8, which means it could get submerged, could get wet with no issues at all. It's going to be a light that's going to perform time and time again, regardless of what you throw at it, literally. So, I mean, you could drop it, you could toss it, you could submerge it, whatever you need to do. One of my favorite features though is the included clip, because what you could do is mount it on your hat and have a hands-free light. That's what I'm going to do when I use it inside these little caves here. It'll be on wherever I point my head. It will give me illumination in that direction. I do want to say though that as of making this video, this light, and the price is probably going to blow your mind. This comes in at $25.99. But wait, there's more. There's actually a coupon on the Amazon site where if you click the coupon, you'll receive $6 off, which means you'll get this light for just $20. That's almost unheard of. I've never seen a light perform as well as it does for such a low price. I'm not saying it just because ThruNite gave it to me. I'm saying it because it's the truth. I mean, there's flaws, I will point them out. And I'm going to share some good and bad thoughts once we get done exploring a little bit. But I at least wanted to get the information up front and out there to you. Now, if you do want to get one for yourself or to get more information, down below in the description and the pinned comment will be a link. Get to the chopper, where you can pick one up for yourself on Amazon. And for $20, I mean, you could afford to buy a few of these, whether you want to have it in your car, on your backpack, at home, camping, hiking, whatever it is. This light is so small, so compact, so lightweight, but so strong that it'd be kind of foolish not to have one on you at all times. So enough of my selfless plug here for the ThruNite Archer Mini. Let's see how well it performs, and then we're going to use it inside this cave here behind you guys, up in that cave, and then I'm going to tell you my honest thoughts about it, both good and bad. All right, can you tell? I think you could. That light is showing. Now keep in mind, it's not totally dark in here. It is still very bright outside. But wherever I'm looking, it's showing more than enough light. And it's actually a railroad spike, which I remember seeing last time. And right there in the middle of the screen is a railroad spike. So I'm going to make my way in here a little bit further, give you a view from kind of halfway point looking at both directions, and just take in this coolness of this natural geological feature. All right, I'm in the halfway point right now. Down below me there is an area where people have had fires before. It's actually a pretty neat little shelter area if you want to make it one. Looking up, you can see there's a crack here. And yeah, this light's showing really good. I'm gonna turn the light out just to show you comparison. And looking out to where we started. And so here I am. There's actually 2 spikes up there. I'm looking now. Not gonna crawl through to get them. It's just a railroad spike, but yeah, 2 of them people probably tossed there. But this is, you know, a neat place, and it makes you wonder, how did this form? You know, why is it a cavity like this, or a type of cave? Because again, this was one big solid rock. The only thing I could think of is when they blasted it, maybe you fractured it, and you know, and it broke off into big chunks like it is here. Now I'm in no danger here. I mean, I know people don't like enclosed spaces or feeling claustrophobic. This rock is laying on this wall behind me here, and in front of me it's laying on the boulder right there. So I mean, there's no chance of anything slipping or crushing you. It actually is very safe and structurally sound, if you want to say that. But it is neat how it formed, though. Whether it's natural or from man-made reasons, it is still a pretty neat little area. And yeah, there's the down, call it the lower level, the downstairs part. But we have another one to go into, which is up over there. So I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see you over there. All right, safely made it out, crossed over the rails, and now we're going to head up to here. I'm going to keep you rolling with me the entire time. There is some tricky spots to walk, so just watch your footing if you are coming behind me. Now where we're going to be going next, after the cave, is way up on top of there. That means we need to kind of climb up all this. It's going to be quite the task, but we're going to do it. I've done it before. We'll do it again, but that'll be later. So here's looking where I revealed before, where I said it resembles a canyon. And you can see the big space in between the 2 rocks with one lone tree. Anyone home? I'm coming in. So here's our first look at it. This one is more narrow and taller compared to the one we just went into. And as I show you around in it, you know, think about how it's formed, you know, how there's a big space like this. Was at one point these 2 pieces together and they separated? Truly don't know. I don't see any reason for it to be blasted out. But anything's possible. Here's a little space here. Oh, it's considerably cooler in here too. Yeah, so there's looking up. I'm using the light. It's doing a good job. That actually goes all the way up to the surface there. I remember seeing this last time. Paint it for eternity. Joe loves Marla. That'd be pretty nice if they're still together. Now this location here, I'm going to be honest, it's a bit more sketchier than the one we just went into. Just because there is some overhanging rocks, including some loose, small ones, which can break loose with changes of temperature, with rocks expanding, contracting with different temperature changes and moisture. Things can certainly fall. So we just need to be rather vigilant. All this stuff here on the ground is loose rock fall. And this is just a big mess of rocks. That big one laying there looks like it fell that way from the top. This one right over us is wedged. That one's not going any further. The big ones are kind of lodged in place, but there is definitely room for small ones to come through. You can see this little beam of light here. I'm gonna turn my light off for a second. Yeah, you can see like a natural skylight coming through from up there. But it looks pretty awesome though. Regardless of the dangers involved, I'd much rather be in this spot right here than up on something high that I could fall from. And I'm feeling such a cold breeze right now, so I'm pretty sure this goes further than what we could see. I am going to try to climb up here a little bit, give you a view further back. It gets smaller as you go in, but there's probably air passages to different little natural caves here. I gotta say, it's at least 10 to 15 degrees cooler. You can actually see my breath in here. We're out there, you couldn't. So considerable temperature difference, much colder. But I'm gonna climb up here and I'll give you a shot looking ahead as to where it does continue to go, but can't really fit unless you're a small animal. All right, I did climb up. I'm gonna turn my light on. There is looking back. Let me put you on the main camera. All right, so there's looking back. Now, from what it appears, it looks like it goes around the bend to the right. And it looks like it's tampered down. I'm sure animals have been back there. And if you were a really small person, I'm sure you could squeeze your way back through. I know I can't make it, even though I lost a lot of weight. I still can't make that. You have to be like Gumby to kind of bend your way. But as I mentioned, I think it goes to the right and keeps going at least a bit further because there's some airflow in here and it's just really cold air. And on the other side, you can see some daylight coming through. So it is kind of intriguing how it's formed and situated. Here's looking up. Yeah, it is really, really neat. And this is like, it almost resembles like poured concrete because there's little pebbles in there. Since we're in here too, we got a nice dark area. Let me show you what low looks like on the light. So lights off. There's low. There's high, which I've been using, and I'm going to do strobe again. So strobe warning. There is strobe. All right, so I'm going to make my way out of here. This is such a cool spot. This is why I wanted to return, and hopefully you could appreciate, how it is here. So neat. It's just a big crack with some natural skylights. All right, time to exit. All right, now that we went in the proverbially deep, dark, creepy places, it's now time to climb. So it's gonna be very hard to film at the same time. I will kind of give you some highlights along the way. I basically need to go up that path there and kind of zigzag back and forth until I reach the top. It's not too challenging. Thankfully the snow's melted, so it won't be too slippery, but it's gonna be easier to do it with two hands rather than one with the camera. Because if I do fall and get hurt here, I am by myself and that could be troublesome. So I'm going to start making my way up there. Just be careful if you are coming up too, and I'll see you somewhere on the way up. Before we continue climbing though, I just want to point this out. This stuff right here resembles like camouflage almost. It's very flaky. Do you know what that is? Can you tell me the name of it? That stuff there? Anyone? So that stuff there, nobody knows what it is? Really? Nobody knows? That's okay. I don't know either. All right, I am making some progress. Looking down, that wall back there, to the right of it is where the opening is, that little cave. So I climbed up here. It's kind of thick, but not too bad. There's some branches to hold on to. And what I need to do is make my way up here, up that little rocky face there, all the way to up on top of there. That's where we're going to be ending to see the view. So once I do get to the top flat surface, I'll show you what it's like as I make my approach all the way over to the top cliff there. Got some elevation already. And there's looking down where, looking down where we just were, there's the little cave right there. So basically gonna climb somewhere over here, finally end up there. I know I told you that already, just showing you from a different angle. All right, I gotta find my safest path. All right, it's a little safer here, so I know I could bring you along. Key is don't look down, don't look back. Keep looking forward. What the heck was that? There's a lot of movement down below me. Okay, we're making some progress. Guess I should probably come over here. You guys having fun so far? Whew. We've made it to nearly the highest point. This is not the area we're going to sit at though. It's a nice big flat stone up here. So let's go over there. And enough looking at me, I'll show you the view. It warmed up considerably too. It is so much warmer now than when I started this video. Now, can you tell why I wanted to come up here? Can you see the incredible view and how picturesque this is? Word of caution though, don't fall down there, don't drop anything down there. You're not getting it back. But yes, what we're walking on though is this big, flat, rocky outcrop, as I like to call it. It's a good size one. It's nice and flat. But the thing is that it offers a breathtaking view. And here it is. That is Montage Mountain Ski Resort. Still open. As we mentioned, there's more snow coming tomorrow, so they're gonna be open for at least another week or two. So I'm sure they're happy about the one last hurrah winter storm. Yeah, this is really something else though. There's the mountain in the background. Now, for those of you who don't have mountains in your area, like down in Florida or something, then I'm sure you could appreciate this view. Those of you who live like maybe in Tennessee or something, have the Smoky Mountains, well, this is nothing new, but it still, to me, is a great view. Looking at the slopes. If I did have my Panasonic camera, I could probably zoom in and watch the skiers going down. But what I did do though, what I did bring is a little snack for myself. So I'm gonna sit down here, get my drink out, get my snack out. I'll share a piece with you, of course, and just enjoy the serenity, the peacefulness here on top of this little cliffside. Any guesses what my snack is? I actually have two. First one is Jack Link's Teriyaki Beefsteak Tender Bites. These are really high in protein, a lot of flavor to them, and despite this little pack, it's actually pretty filling. So I got this, and for dessert, yes, there's dessert, a mini Hershey's with almonds. So I'm gonna enjoy that, but let me get my drink out. And like I said, I would definitely share some with you, so just give me a moment. I know you're hungry, so am I. Deer Park spring water. All right, take a sniff. They smell good. We never had these. They're basically like big chunks of jerky, but they're pretty tender. And these is the teriyaki flavor. Here. Hey, don't bite my fingers off. All right, you want one more? Okay, I guess I could give you one more. So while we're sitting here for a moment, I do want to tell you about this light, my thoughts about it. So the first thing I want to do is I want to roll a clip right now showing you how this looks in complete darkness. Where we used to hear there was some daylight coming through. Wasn't that dark, but it still showed where I was pointing it to. It was still bright enough. But in complete darkness is where it really shines. No pun intended. You know, it really performs well in complete darkness. Now, I do have one con I want to say about this, one negative thing. And that is that the battery is built into the housing. You can't remove it, you can't replace it. So once the battery goes dead, the light's no good anymore. But on the flip side, ThruNite does offer a 2-year warranty, which means within 2 years, as long as you can provide your proof of purchase, if there's any defects or any faulty errors with the light where it just stops working, battery dies prematurely, you know, anything pretty much at all, as long as it happens under normal use, they will replace it 100% for free. So you're guaranteed to at least get 2 years of life out of this. So if you break that up between $20, I mean, it's costing you pennies a day, if that, to even own this light. So that is pretty awesome at ThruNite to offer a 2-year warranty to replace it, no matter what happens to it, as long as it's under normal use. One of the positive things is the hidden USB-C port. Most of these lights have a little rubber gasket or flap, and eventually over time that's going to wear out. It may not be 100% waterproof. Here, when you unscrew the upper housing, there's a rubber O-ring, which is going to provide the waterproof seal, but it keeps the port nice and clean and dry. You're only going to use this port when you're charging it. So any other time, it's 100% protected without any fear of anything happening to it. And USB-C is the go-to standard for charging ports. It's going to be a nice, solid connection, give you the fastest charge. The last thing I want to say is just, it is ridiculous how small it is, but yet how powerful. Mag lights come in this size, I believe, and they don't put out the lumens that this does. Over 400 lumens out of such a small light. It's unheard of. So, I mean, if I wasn't promoting it, wasn't reviewing it, I would 100% pick this up for myself if I saw another review on it. I didn't even know it was available until ThruNite reached out, because it just came out 3 months ago, back in January. So that was my little spiel on the ThruNite Archer Mini. But I did tell you though, I do want to share some news with you, and I guess I'll do it now. It's going to lead into the segment here. So if you did stick around to this long and listen to my rambling, I'm going to reward you, because I not only have this light, I have another one right here. This one's brand new in the box, never opened, never used. And this is going to be given away to one of you. And I first want to tell you that there's no obligation to enter to win. You know, there's nothing you have to pay. It's not being sponsored by YouTube. I'm doing this on my own for the benefit of you guys who did stick around to watch. There's only 2 simple rules that you need to follow in order to enter to win. So the first one is the simplest. Give the video a thumbs up. You may have already done that. If you did, step 1's already done. The second step is when you're leaving a comment, whether it's a comment about the video or a whole separate comment, I want you to tell me what your favorite food and favorite color is. So as an example, you could say, my favorite food is pasta, my favorite color is red, and that would be your entry. If you leave a comment about the video saying about like the fear of heights, or other things, just include your favorite food and favorite color in that comment, or post a whole separate comment. If you post comments like, pick me, hope I win, you know, I'd love to have that light, you're not gonna be eligible because you're not following the rules. And I'm gonna pick the winner 1 week from when the video comes out using the random YouTube comment selector. It's a website I've used in the past. It picks all the comments and randomly picks one as a winner. And the winner will be announced on my community tab 1 week from when the video comes out. So just an example, if this video comes out on a Monday, the following Monday on my community tab in the evening, the winner will be announced that they have been selected to receive this as a gift. The winner will have 48 hours, 2 days, to contact me with their shipping information, name and address, so I can ship it out to you free of charge, no cost at all. And you could contact me via Facebook or email. If the winner doesn't contact me in 48 hours, then I will have to go ahead and pick a different winner, which I hope I don't have to do. I'd rather just do this one time and be done, but it has happened in the past, and I just want to make it fair for everyone. So if you think you'd like to own this light and are willing to give your information to have it shipped out to you if you win, have at it down below in the comments section. And big thanks to ThruNite for sending me a second light to give out to you guys, because I don't need two, I already got my own. So ThruNite Archer Mini, brand new in the box, never opened, never used. All you gotta do is take it out of the box, charge it up, and you'll have your very own Archer Mini by ThruNite. Well, those were good, but now it's time for dessert. All right, I'll let you have first bite. Remember, it has almonds, so if you have peanut allergies, don't take a bite. I have to say, when the sun hides behind the clouds, temperature drops almost instantly. It's much cooler again. Sun comes out, it's nice and warm and comfortable, but it's still tolerable. It's not bad. It's okay. It's just be nice if the sun stayed out. But this is pretty much the calm before the storm. They're saying tonight, starting off as rain. I guess overnight temperatures drop, changes to snow, and snows for most of the day, which is also the same day of the St. Patrick's Day parade in Scranton. So that parade, if it still goes on, I don't know how they're gonna do it. It's gonna be marching down the street in inches of snow. Maybe they'll have like a snowplow truck leading the way to plow a path for all the floats and everything like that. Breeze is picking up a little bit too, but hopefully you can still hear me okay with the microphone. I will definitely be reading the comments, so make sure to let me know about the microphone performance, as far as your fear of heights or confined claustrophobic spaces, and your comments for trying to win the flashlight. With that being said, I want to thank you for joining me for today's small adventure. If you've been here before with me, thank you for coming back. If it's your first time, hopefully you enjoyed it. It's something neat and something that is, you know, kind of like a nature playground, as I like to call it, where you could just kind of climb around. You got little cliff sides here. You got little caves to crawl into. And my curiosity always gets the best of me. I'm like, I have to see what's inside. I just don't know what it is. I just need to know what's in there. Is there something hiding, something interesting or cool? And whether it's man-made or natural, doesn't matter to me. It's still a lot of fun to explore them. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my moments here, taking in the view and the rustling leaves and traffic in the background. And hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day or night whenever you're watching this. To see more adventures like this one, there will be an exploring and nature playlist down below, as well as all the other information if you want to follow me on Facebook, help support on Patreon, or find out what type of equipment I'm using. Everything's always down below every video. So take care, everyone. Stay safe. Thank you so much again for watching, for joining me, and for being a part of my community. It means so much. Big hug from me to you. Until next time, guys, I'll see you real soon in the next video. Here's a bit of bonus footage for you. I was making my way out of here, just looking around to see if there's anything else, and I spotted another dark hole. That one looks big enough to go inside of. I'm going to try to climb my way up here and take a peek inside. If it's something worth showing, I'll grab you guys and bring you up there as well. Alright, so it goes in, but it narrows out. It doesn't stop, but it's not big enough for a person. It only goes in maybe 3-4 feet. It's really narrow and just kind of makes its way through. So it's probably interconnecting to the other ones, but the opening was deceiving. It gets much smaller on the inside.